Welcome to Steel Division 2, a real-time strategy game where you are focused on World War II battles with a very simulator approach compared to other real-time strategy games. This is a game I discovered a few weeks back, and I've been playing the hell out of it. And maybe you guys will enjoy it too, as I know that you guys are also very much a fan of World War II oriented games, games with tanks, and also games where you can customize a lot of stuff. So, right here is a little example of an absolutely large and chaotic match, with the biggest option for gameplay, the 10 versus 10 match, ranging on really big maps. And you can see the amount of units going on here. It's absolutely enormous. But at the same time, you can still zoom in and appreciate the little things, like this armored car vibing in this little courtyard, sitting behind this truck, being in cover, and being scared of the King Tiger. Of course, King Tigers are in the game along basically every other tank that you can imagine, ranging from Polish Fireflies and 7TP tanks to Hungarian Turan tanks. They're all here. Of course, the entire line of Panzer IVs, T-34s, KV-1s, KV-2s, IS-2s, IS-1s, even the KV-8S flamethrower tank. Everything that you can kind of imagine is in this game. Got mortars, got artillery, and yeah. Let's talk a little bit about how the combat differs from most RDS games. So, in most RDS games, of course, you are building a base and you're producing units from there. That is not how this game works. The units you take are from what you call a battle group. A battle group is your own little customized version of a part of a division. Divisions are what the game provides and what you can choose from. So, for example, I am playing the South African Armored Division, and my battle group is focused on artillery, and me being here the player in red, my teammates in orange, and my opponents in blue. So my artillery squad has, among other things, a lot of anti-tank guns, anti-aircraft guns, and all that good stuff. And really more focused on being a bit of a support. I decided to kind of just hold this area of the map. And holding the area in general works with area of influence. So if, or as I say, we have units here, we are pushing this front line outwards, but they have units here preventing it from going too far outwards, right? That's basically how it works in this game. And you can just call units in from your divisions from the reinforcement lines. And once they do, they will have to move over the roads because you will be able to move faster on roads than off-road. Furthermore, they have a line of sight to worry about. For example, this guy right here, you can see how its line of sight changes as it drives. And it does not have the ability to see past that 2-kilometer radius that this circle provides. And you can see that there are some units there that got spotted by some of the other units, and we don't really want to get any nearer to that, so this one is going to go off to the left. And all that stuff also goes into more depth once you start considering cover. For example, this guy can see far outwards one side, but because he's in the forest, he cannot see the other way. But this guy is the exact opposite. Because he's in the other side of the forest, he can see the other side. And of course, then we have scouts that generally see further along. Because even though it might have this sight line, if your optics are too poor, you will not be able to spot anything, despite having them in your line of sight. That's it. I'm not going to go throughout this entire match. This match took really long. As you can see here, we're only 10 minutes into a 40-minute match. So this is kind of to give you a few of skill and give you the notion that despite the skill, you can still go and appreciate the little guys pushing around this heavy anti-tank gun for their dear lives. They are not having a good time over there. I can tell you that. And at the same time, we can just overview the entire battle as its full skill. And to really get an appreciation of full skill, this is the entirety of the enemy forces as well. So yeah, with that said, let's just exit and talk a little bit about that customization I mentioned. So, all the customization is in the battle group tab. So we got these divisions. And to be clear, these are divisions including all of the currently available DLCs. I am not sponsored by the developers in any way, shape, or form. I just really enjoyed the game, and I ended up buying all the DLCs myself. There was a sale a little while back, so if you are interested in picking up the game itself, probably pick up the game first, wait for the DLCs to be on sale, and grab them when they are. So, another DLC, of course, is going to be maps as well. And with that, let's actually just go into one of the divisions. And you know what, let's go into that 6th armored division from South Africa that I was playing during that match. So this is very much a tank and artillery oriented division. So you got here is basically a deck, like a deck of cards with slots in them. And you can insert cards into those slots. So for example, tanks. I have access to the Sherman, a Sherman 76, and 2 versions of Fireflies that I can bring into a battle. If I want to take these Fireflies, I'll have access to 5 units. So I'll have 5 Firefly tanks, and I'll have them available straight away. These Fireflies are different though. I might get 15 of them, but I will only have access to them after 20 minutes into a match. So with this, I'll have some Firefly first, and then a lot of Firefly later. And then I can maybe round up the point where I still need more tanks. After like 10 minutes, I'll have 10 Shermans backing me up as well. Of course, might not have the money to actually spawn them in, but I do have them available anyway. Furthermore, a tank like the Sherman will have, of course, the 75mm gun, but also has the heavy machine gun on top, and has 2 machine guns, one in the bow, one in the turret, which are represented by these 2. They have their own stats. The tank itself has some armor stats, and as well as its mobility stats. So speed on soft terrain, and speed on specifically the road. And in comparison, we also have, of course, our infantry. Infantry are all accurately modeled to have uniforms from their respective nations. They carry the rifles that they are listed to have, and a random amount of units as well. So for example, this guy, they have a flamethrower, the Lifeboy flamethrower. Let's see which one has it. I think it's this guy right here that has it. It's a really short one. A little bit dangerous, I mean, having his hand in front of that, but I can see that happening. And the 3 handguns, of course. And then you can actually choose between different transports. So let's say I want to transport with weapons on them. I can have this half-track with a running machine gun on top. Or maybe I want this brand carrier. And I'll still have a machine gun, but it's a little bit cheaper to spawn in than the half-track. Even though it is slower, so of course ups and downs to both of them. Or for free, I can just have the Jeep. Or maybe we want to have a large squad and have some guy with a Piat on the back. We got machine guns, we got rifles. These guys will be transported in trucks, and so on. So there's really a lot of customization here going on. We've got some scouts, which can be armored cars or tanks that have improved optics. Or we can have just some regular infantry. Support ranges from really small mortars to machine guns, supply trucks, because everything has limited ammo and you might have to refuel their ammunition. Tanks with big guns, support guns like a 75mm little howitzer for direct fire, commander units, because if the ammo and line of sight systems weren't enough, we also have a veterancy system where if you train your units more, or if they are in the vicinity of a leader, they will fight better. On top of also a suppression system where if you fired units, they will get scared and might run off. Of course, we've got our anti-tank guns. They're going to be towed or self-propelled. So this one we have we can choose a whole bunch of things that can do this one. Well, this gun is much heavier, so it actually has a little bit less choice of what can carry it. And of course, we have also self-propelled units here as well. Some of them are actually pretty unique, like this one right here. And then, of course, we have our anti-aircraft guns to fight against planes, or planes and tanks in the case of some of the heavier ones. And a lot of stuff to choose from here. Artillery, once again, ranges from mortars to field guns. And, of course, self-propelled artillery. Also, rocket systems, like something like the Sherman Calliope, can also be found here, if something like that is up your alley. And, of course, we have planes, ranging with, like, a lot of weapons, ranging from bombs to anti-tank rockets to high explosive rockets to napalm or other incendiary bombs. Really, you can't you can imagine it, and pretty much it's in this game. And there's even a bunch of bunkers if you want to play very, very defensively. And yes, before you start asking, we do in fact have like those turret bunkers from the Germans, like this little Panzer II turret mounted on a concrete bunker. It really is like insane what this game offers and kind of variety. So yeah, this has really just been a lot of fun to play this, and I'm just really making this video to gauge whether you guys want to see me make videos on this, or whether you guys are not really interested and I'm better off just playing on my own. But yeah, that said, if I'm to make videos of this, I will most likely be making tutorial videos on kind of how to make divisions, how to play the game a little bit. I'm by no means a good player in this game, but at least I know a lot about theoretical stuff. I understand theory quite quickly, so I can actually pass that theory on to you guys. And I think that would be a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested, please comment down below. Please like and subscribe, of course. It really helps the algorithm get this video out to everybody so I can get more opinions out of it. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.